fault that we're a bit late this morning. But it's the one morning that the kids are not at school. I'm like, go figure. How does that
Are
work
they
out?
on holidays?
No, teacher strike. We have a teacher
Ah, right.
strike
When do they
here
go on
for
holidays?
23rd, I think, maybe for right before Christmas. So I don't even know the date. 2 weeks, perhaps. Is that 2 weeks
Yep.
a week? Meh. Time
Yeah, I
is
think
just
it's
like
about
away
2 weeks.
with us.
I
Yeah.
know.
So it's
And
that.
let's just point out the fact that Nikki has a Christmas tree in the background.
Oh, God. Yes, I have a Christmas tree. I'm still bah humbug, but it is like slowly. I'm sure it's like getting into my veins or something. But
Good,
I was saying,
good.
I was saying before, because I don't know if you're going to be watching, but Caroline made me do it. You know, honestly, I was going to have a sign. I told her this. I was going to have a sign there to see if anyone noticed to say Caroline made me do it.
Well, you didn't need to,
Um,
because I was thinking there was something a little bit wrong happening here, because our last call we had, you made it very clear that you were a bit of a Grinch.
Santa just convert. I'm getting there, but then you'll soon find me
Good.
just walking about the street singing Mariah Carey and stuff like that. You'll be like, "Who is this?"
Please
uh,
do.
So, guys, like I say, we're across quite a few platforms this morning, and I've decided to go live in the guys group as well for the gentlemen of the BBA, because I think this is going to be a good one for you as well, because it's about, are you triggered? I sit back and think, but at this time of year, we might be getting a little bit more triggered than normal, and it's just really we're going to be talking about what can cause that and how we can help you do that. But anyway, how are you, before we start?
I'm good. I'm good. Yes,
Mhm.
definitely the craziness before Christmas is starting. I am not organized whatsoever, but that's
Yeah.
fine. We'll get organized. It's
I
fine.
know. It's
There's
like
still a
that
little bit
reminded
of
me of
time.
a funny TikTok. Well, TikTok. It reminded me of a funny TikTok I seen yesterday. It was like someone was saying, "How many times do we get asked just now? Are you ready for Christmas?" And they were
Mm,
like, "No, I'm not even ready for effing today." It's just like
that's me. That's me.
it's
That's me.
true. Oh, but we should keep a tally of how many people do ask us, "How are you ready for Christmas?" And we're like, "No,
Nope.
why?" That kind of contributes to all our stress. So, good morning, guys, if you're coming in. So, we've got Louise. I've noticed you're coming back into the group, so well done. Just get involved a bit more. We've got Ash. Hello, Ash. And we've got Xanthi. That's who I can see, but we might have people on other platforms as well. So, right, we're going to get started. So, triggered. Hopefully, you're not going to get triggered by us talking about being triggered. So, hey, Kiara, just popping in.
And
We're
if you
going to
do,
try.
we've got tips.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about how you might get triggered because Ez is kind of handling that, and I'll just bat off her. And then I'm going to try and help you with some tips to do to help your triggers because yeah, if you think about it though, this is actually something that it made sense to me, and just let me know if you think this. When you're a baby, or if you've got a baby, right? Just think about it. They'll be crying, they'll need pacified, but what do you do when they are stressed and emotional? You will actually go and soothe that baby, or that you'll quite happily do it without complaining. But as you get older, we then get taught to believe that that's not right. So you don't get pacified. You get taught to believe that you shouldn't be angry, upset. Do you understand where I'm going with that one?
Yeah.
It's like as a baby,
Yeah.
you're like, oh dear, we're trying to help you through it. And it's okay to have those emotions. But as adults, we get told, no, that's not right.
You have to
And not,
suppress those
yeah,
emotions.
yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know how you feel. Like that kind of hit home for me, and I was like, why is it that the older we get, that we're not allowed to be showing these, and then it's suppressing all these, the anger, the sadness, the anxiety, that then makes things come out as a big pressure cooker, and it makes you feel like there's something
Yeah.
wrong with you.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like you said, you get to that point where you just explode.
yeah,
And it all comes out, and that's
yeah.
never what you want, because when that happens, you're not in control. More
Mm-hmm.
than likely you're going to say or do something that's going to hurt somebody else or yourself,
Yes.
or you know,
Yes.
and that's just not where we want to be. We want to be in control and feel the feelings, but
Yes.
be in control.
We do. That's actually a good point, because we get told that being happy, you know, being excited, these are all good emotions, but being angry and anxious, that we need to suppress them. So we're taught that they're bad. So we try and hide them. But emotions are emotions. We're human. We've got them all on that spectrum. So they're all the same, obviously different feelings, but they're all the same. We need to feel them and sit with them and think about them in the same way. So, but what do we do when we're triggered? I don't know about you in the past. What have you done? Have you been triggered, but then you've maybe went to numb that trigger? So what you do, you get triggered, you numb it, you get triggered, you numb it, and then boom. So what I mean is, you get triggered, you might then have a glass of wine, sort of thing. So what we're doing is just putting a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah, definitely. So drinking was it's never been a thing for me, but when I used to get stressed, I would actually not eat anything.
Oh, okay.
And then when I'd feel a little bit better, I'd have these huge meals that contained like serious amounts of carbs,
Yes.
and sugars, and just because I was technically starving myself, but then when I'd kind of feel a little bit de-stressed, I was then just fueling up on crap and then feeling worse even again. And like you said, just that domino effect of it just keeps happening.
It is. It's basically to do with your cortisol specifically as well, because when you're stressed, and that's depleting you of all like your good emotions and your good hormones and things. So when you're stressed, your body's looking for that quick fix of sugar and glucose. So that's why you're going for those things, because that's what our brain primarily actually needs, anyway, as an energy source. Yeah.
So what was your go-to for stress, like, or being triggered?
In the past, and what do you want to point out? Not now. In the past, it was always alcohol.
Yep.
Yeah, probably just sort of really badly talking to myself as well. Like, you know, I shouldn't be feeling like this, but alcohol was a big one. I'd probably, I don't know for you guys who know my story, about 2 bottles of wine a night. I always say I've not got an addictive personality. I'm one of these lucky people that I don't get addicted. So I wasn't an alcoholic, but yeah, 2 bottles of wine a night. Yeah.
And at the time, did you see like that there was a problem, or were you kind of not facing that?
I would probably say no, because that obviously I knew I wasn't good, but it wasn't exactly a problem, because I was just trying to run away and hide, because at the time drinking alcohol, it was doing its job. It was numbing,
Yeah.
all the stress. And I'm not just talking about Christmas stress. I'm just talking about like depression and life stress.
Everything,
But,
yeah.
so yeah, that's how I felt about that. But I stopped it, and then obviously the clarity and things came after that. What about you? So
Yeah, and it is quite hard to break that, you know, break that habit, I guess. It becomes a habit.
Yes, it does.
And I was very much like you, you know, same thing. I knew what I was doing wasn't great for my health or my mindset at all, but yeah, you kind of just turn a blind eye to it a little bit. And then to break that habit and that cycle, it's hard.
Yeah, because obviously if it's numbing the pain and things, or your triggers, because we don't, even though it's bad, we don't want to sit with those. But what we don't realize is the longer that we sit with those negative emotions, the longer that they're going to hang around, and the more that they're actually going to grow as well. So taking the time to sit in the moment and actually feel those triggers, those emotions, and what I've been taught to do is actually name them. So it's not like name them like Ez or Nikki. It's just like name them as like in a feeling, how you're feeling in that moment, and just acknowledge them, let them sit and let them pass, and then you'll dissipate a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's interesting actually. You know, obviously, you know, that Chase is autistic, and he struggles with emotions and understanding his own, and that's actually something that his therapist actually gets him to do, and it really, really works for him to name the emotion and sit with it and understand it and recognize that it's okay to feel that.
Yes. Yes.
But there's a way that you need to move on from that rather than reacting and sitting with it for too long.
Exactly though, but that's the reason, like, it's like with food, we're taught that's a good food, that's a bad food, whereas in reality, everything is actually okay in moderation. So it's the same thing. Our emotions, like I said at the start, are on a spectrum. So what even feeling a bad emotion, us as humans were built to feel these emotions, but if we can get through them a lot quicker and get back to our happy emotions, that's what we're looking to help you do. So just for you ladies in the comments, I know it's coming up to Christmas time and that just now. I can't believe I keep saying this word, Christmas. What around about this time gets you triggered? And it's like we're almost expecting to be triggered. Same triggers every single year, and we go through it every single year. Yet every year we
do
get
the same
triggered.
thing.
We do the same thing, but it's like, I don't mean this to sound sexist, and I don't, because I know I'm across the guys group as well in public, but I don't know, it does seem to be that the women do seem to get a lot more stressed at this time of year than the guys. I don't know if you agree with that or not. Hopefully I'm not going to get a lot of sexist hate for that one, but enlighten me, gentlemen, enlighten me. Do you guys get stressed as well? That would be good to know.
I think they probably would, just in a different way, like stress to get work finished and make sure everything's, loose ends are tied up. Whereas I think the women stress about, the
Kids.
gifts and the kids and, making sure everything is organized for the big day or the big week or whatever it may be, to make sure everything's perfect.
Yes. Yeah, so just so we can kind of move this on, because triggers, we were just laughing about this before we came on. It's like we could probably sit and talk about this for ages. There's so much.
Part one, part two.
Yeah. So we wanted to talk about certain triggers, but then we were going to talk about ways that you can alleviate those triggers. So as you had most of the points there about the triggers, so do you want to mention anything else?
Yeah, I think at this time of year as well, I think financial stress can be such a big impact on being a trigger as well. Especially with the way the world is at the moment, with the price of everything going through the roof, that plays a big role, I think, in being triggered, and it can create those domino effects. I think definitely work stress, like I said, trying to tie up loose ends so that you can have that time off with family and friends. But even like relationship stress and just every day-to-day life stress. This isn't just about Christmas time. This can be, each day-to-day stress that just pops up, and, life throws us curveballs, doesn't it?
It does. And just for your first point there, what's come to mind is keeping up with the Joneses, just because you're seeing people, this is the social media effect as well, guys. Remember, just because you're seeing lots of people posting up on social media about the perfect family, about the massive mountains of gifts that they have for their kids, like, look at me, it doesn't mean that you have to do the same. And it may mean that they could have had like 50 presents of £1 or $1 wrapped up to make it look like that they've got a mountain. So it's all about, don't worry about what other people are doing, as long as you're worrying about what you and your partner or your family is doing. That's all that matters. Just because people are putting out on social media for effect, which is causing you to probably be more triggered by looking at that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And not comparing to other people, like you said, it's just, you do what suits you and what fits with you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the rest.
I know, like I say, be true to yourself this Christmas. So that's actually something good to live by this Christmas. If you want to not spend Christmas with the toxic family this year, then don't go somewhere else. You don't have to be forced to do anything. Or if you want to have something stupid for Christmas dinner instead of turkey. I mean, I love turkey though, but I would. But if you want to go against the norm, you don't have to follow the pack like a sheep. You do you, and this is what we try and tell everyone in the BB as well. You are you. Don't worry about everyone else. Don't compare.
Yeah, you have a choice at the end of the day, and that choice is also going to make you feel much better in yourself, and it's going to relieve a lot of that stress, isn't it?
It does, and it makes you feel empowered, and it actually makes you feel like you're living like separately but in a good place, and you don't have the worries that everyone. I feel like that now. I feel like I don't have a lot of the life worries that a lot of people do, because I feel like my eyes have been opened, and it's like,
Yeah.
why are people triggered and worried about this stuff? And it was like, it doesn't make sense to me anymore.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah.
But you get to a place where you just feel comfortable, don't you? You know that you've got the
Yeah.
tools that if you do get faced with a situation that's not great, you have the tools there that you know you can feel the feelings, you can feel the stress, you can feel the emotions, but it's not going to derail, your progress. It's not going to send you into a spiral of emotions and binge eating and like that. You know that you can move through that comfortably.
Exactly. And actually, just something I want to maybe try and get the ladies and guys to do that are watching this. Next time you get triggered, pay attention to what you want to go and do. So, do you want to go and stuff your face with a bag of sweets, or do you want to go and down a bottle of wine, or do you just suddenly go into a massive rage? So, pay attention. It's being aware in that present moment about what you are doing that's going to give you more awareness about how to move forward with your triggers. Because if you're aware of them, because a lot of the time we might blatantly go through, oh, I've been stressed at work. Oh, I'll just go and have a glass of wine, because we think that it's normal, but it's not. It's actually
Yeah.
not. So it's being aware and then telling yourself, no, I'm triggered right now. I'm going away to sort this. I'm going away to do something positive, which I'm going away to quickly touch on just now to try and help you. And they're all simple things. That doesn't involve wine. I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry to burst the bubble.
I know. So have you got anything else to add before I go into, I've got 5 really simple things here for helping with the triggers.
No, I think that's it. I think stress is a big one that I personally can resonate with. And that downward spiral of binge eating and things like that. I think, that definitely is a big one for me. So,
Yeah, and anxiety is my big one just now, because I'm actually just going to be really open about it. But I haven't been an anxious person ever in my life until the last year. Now, it's not you guys' fault. Well, maybe no, it's not. I've
are
actually
you naming that feeling me?
no, I've been doing a lot of research on menopause and perimenopause. And unfortunately, this is a little known thing that's talked about with women, obviously guys watching, but then if you're watching, you'll be able to know for about your partners if they're experiencing this as well, is the older you get in perimenopause, it causes anxiety. It can cause a woman to get ADHD. And
Wow.
it actually is really, really interesting. But a lot of the things that I'm learning is, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So it's knowing where the root cause of this thing is as well. It's not just about masking your triggers, it's about what is the root cause of this. So you can know. So if it's a chemical thing like perimenopause, you would obviously have to try and maybe speak to the doctor about it. But if it's environmental and external things, then you can sort it. You can, deal with it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Totally with that. We always have a choice, don't we?
Yes. All right. So I gave you my little list as well. So maybe we can take one each, just so I'm not completely taking over and chatting away as usual. Right.
Fine,
So
I like that.
oh dear. Well, then I get off here. I'm like, what did I talk about again? All right, so we're just going to quickly run down the 5 points. And if anyone who's watching wants to get involved with this, let me know if you do this, or maybe you can just say if you're going to try it as well. But just get involved in the chat, and it's #replay, remember, guys. All right, number 1, it's the most simple one that I'm going to say, and you're all probably going to know we're going to talk about it, is meditation. How did you feel about meditation before the BBA, though, Ez?
It was nothing I'd ever I'd never looked into it, and to be totally honest, I'd never really sort of had thought too much into it until the mastermind program, and then that was when I really got into it. And starting your morning on meditation is a really it's a game changer.
Morning routine. We can do another one about morning routine, because that is, a lot of people will be thinking, well, what does that have to do with everything? It's got everything to do with everything. But we'll talk about that another day. So good. What kind, just a last question, what kind of meditation do you do? I always find this interesting.
Guided meditation has always been
Okay.
better for me. You know, so
Okay.
to just take that time, and obviously focusing on breathing and stuff too, but just having that quiet space and having someone to talk you through it.
Okay.
And bringing awareness to your body.
Yes. Yeah, I always find the kind of meditation people do to be really interesting. So I do one called binaural beats. A lot of people haven't heard of it, but it's really good for hyperactive brains like mine. So you would think that having meditation being quiet, it would be better for a hyperactive brain, but it's not. It's something to distract you rather than giving you more time to actually think and fill your brain. So the binaural beats is fantastic. Yeah, so look into that if you've got a hyperactive brain or ADHD child or anything like that. Fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. All right, so we're going on to point number. Oh, do you want to take point number 2?
No, I think you should, because you said that you have started doing this and I haven't. So
Oh,
I think this is a good one for you.
All right. Okay. Point number 2 is I'm actually started in therapy, guys, and it's actually really good. Just for therapy, it doesn't mean that you're cuckoo and need help. It's really good to work through the past to help you in the future. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you that is because it was my therapist that has told me to do this, and it's breathing. So you would think we breathe out all the time, don't we? But how often do we actually sit and think about our breathing? You're probably just shallow breathing all the time. But if you're breathing, do 6 intentional deep breaths. And what that does is it takes your mind off everything, because your brain is focusing fully on you taking those deep breaths. And science, love my science has shown that it takes 6 deep breaths for you to feel that sense of calm and just bringing you back to homeostasis, back to equilibrium. So doing that 6 times in the morning, 6 times at night before you go to bed, it greatly reduces your stress, and it brings you back into the present moment.
Yeah, I like that. I haven't tried that, but I actually I'm gonna note that one down for myself.
Yeah. And it's something that is, obviously it's free because it's our bodies that are doing it. It's something that doesn't take long. So obviously as soon as you wake up in the morning, and what it does is it just gets your body sort of reset and ready for getting out of bed. And it can be done within 2 minutes, or how long it takes you to do the deep breath. So one big deep breath in, but then longer on the exhale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's yeah, that's interesting. I like the science behind things like that too.
I love it. It's actually a Tibetan monk as well, did a lot of research. Oh, you know what? I'll shut up now because I can talk for ages on this stuff. I can. I'll just go off in a wee tangent. Anyway, breathing is something really simple. If you're stressed, go into another room, sit and do 6 deep breaths. I guarantee you'll feel heaps better. All right. Do you want to take point number 3 then?
Music. I love that you put this down, because I feel like music is such an outlet. I guess it could go one or two ways though, depending on the type
Oh yeah,
of
don't listen to sad songs.
Don't steer clear of the sad songs. Yeah, no, I do. I love music as an outlet, and it's like you said, it's that time that you can just move away from the rest of the world for a bit and just have that present moment with yourself, and it's move through the emotions, and just take yourself back a little bit. Yeah, I love music as an outlet, and it's hard to explain, I guess, because some people don't use music as an outlet, but I think it's something that I used to do with the kids, and I haven't done it for a while, which I might actually get back into, is of a morning putting on like a really upbeat, happy song and having a dance and moving around, and it really does the same thing. It starts your day off much better. I like that morning routine that you said.
Yeah.
So you're kind of prepared for, you know, the stress that you're going to be thrown through the day. Like it's just starting on a better note.
Yeah. Actually, let's just say now, let's do next week on morning routine. So if you're watching now and you want to know more about morning routine, because they really do improve your day, improve your life, basically, we'll talk about that next week. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's definitely linked with stress as well. Like I think that's, you know, having a good morning routine can relieve a lot of stress day.
Just the science. Gotta do the science. Actually, when you have a good upbeat song and music, it changes the brainwaves in your brain, obviously. So there's lots of brain scans out there that does show that it changes how your brain is moving and it works through stress and it becomes alive and so the different pathways and things. So really, really interesting. But a good one to do as well is I've got noise cancelling headphones because like I was saying with overactive brain, because if I was listening to music, I'd still be like, oh, I'm listening, but I'll go and do the hoover. Oh, I'll get rid of that a bit all over the place. But if you've got noise cancelling ones on and you can't do that, so that's another tip for you as well, especially for like ADHD kids or as an adult. But yeah, just find a song that resonates with you and it makes you feel happy, or a song that makes you want to blast out in the car. You know, like, God forbid I'll be singing Mariah Carey's Christmas song soon. And
If you do, please live stream it.
oh no, don't. Women will hate you. That's one thing. I'm good at a lot of things, but I can't sing. I absolutely can't. No. So yeah, music. That's an easy one. Shove the TV on, get dancing about. But that leads me nicely into number 4 that I've got for you, which is movement. So when we get stressed, we get tense, don't we? We're like that. So we're tensing all up. The adrenaline could be going all through your body and it's got nowhere to go because it's not got that outlet. We're not having to rush away from a danger. So think about animals. What do animals do when they're stressed or when they've got that adrenaline? I shouldn't put you on the spot. I'll just answer. Animals sit and they shake. Well, us humans probably could as well. We shake. So that is a way to expel all that excess energy, basically. Now, I'm not saying just sit in the corner and go like that. But yeah, so just, I know it's going to be really stupid, and I'm sorry about this one, guys, but just movement. Movement is really good. So put music on and maybe dance about, or just, I feel like I'm being stupid right now, but it's genuine. It's just, can't believe I'm doing this. Just move about, movement, just expelling all this energy that you've got in your body, and you'll soon find that like endorphins and things will be starting to increase and you'll be expelling the cortisol and all that adrenaline, and you'll feel a lot better. Now, I don't know who Facebook user is, but they've put movement does help, and that can mean exercise as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say, even like a solo walk, you know, for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever your time allows you, just a solo walk around the block, or, you know, getting into the gym and moving. There's so many times where I felt super stressed. And then the moment that I get into the gym and I walk out and I think, oh, well, that wasn't really as bad as what I thought. I kind of overreacted with that one a little bit.
No, but it's good because what you're doing is you're able to get out all your tension, all your rage and things like that. But just to go back to a little bit of science about your walk, it's actually, I'll find a study if anyone's interested, because there is actually a study out there that shows it. A 10-minute walk after your meal, or just up to 48 minutes a day, I think, in total. So if you've got insulin resistance or PCOS, it actually lowers your blood sugar levels for 48 hours. So it's science, it's not cuckoo science, it is there. So if you're struggling with your glucose levels or anything and you're not walking, get walking. So get moving. It helps your health.
And I can actually attest to that, because when I was pregnant, I had gestational diabetes, and they said after each meal, main meal, get up and move for 10 minutes, to reduce your levels back down. So there is science behind that.
Yeah, there's definitely science behind that one. But again, that's something I like to talk about just with PCOS ladies and things. But if you're looking to be reducing your glucose levels, that's a good thing to do. What's 10 minutes? It's nothing. Yeah. Do you want to take 5? Do you know much about 5?
No, I don't actually. I have a couple that I want to add after your last tip, but
all right.
I think
so what we'll do then?
take 5.
No problem. I'll take 5. Ez will do her couple, and then we'll wrap it up there, guys. Because, like you say, this is something that I'm enjoying. We can sit and talk about for ages.
Yeah.
But number 5 is I actually know somebody that does this, and I just sort of realised today when I was preparing for this. It's tapping. So you might think it's something really strange. So what you're doing, if you're really stressed out, there's points on your bodies, one just below your nose and obviously one on your chest as well, one on your forehead. So tapping is really, it's Clint that's commenting. Hi, Clint. So tapping is really good it's another form of just releasing that stress. And so it's just sort of taking you back to that moment. So if you're ever seeing anyone just sitting tapping away, they're stressed, all right, or especially a woman.
I've never taken notice of that, but you know,
Anywhere.
when you see people like, you know, tapping their leg, like their feet and things like
yes.
that.
Tapping your feet as well is another way for you. That's the movement. Your body is actually shaking your leg to release that stress. So, and another thing for a woman with a body language cue, because I love that too, if you ever see a woman stroking her neck right here, she's really stressed out. And that's another thing.
Wow.
Yeah, she's like really, like, what's the word? It's stressed and just. So just watch if you see a woman doing that, or she's scared a little bit as well.
That's super interesting.
I've made hopefully
Super
already. So Clint's saying tapping for release of stress. So these are all really good tips as well. Just find a spot. I don't know. I quite like the one on my forehead there, and I quite like the one on my chest. I don't tap too often. I prefer the other ones, but I would probably do that if I was maybe angry, stress. I would definitely tap. I tap my foot a lot when I'm angry, stressed, but I don't get angry a lot. That's what I do. I'm just realizing that.
Except when you talk about Christmas.
Yeah, my foot is going like. Oh dear. Right, do you want to add in your couple of points? And thanks for you guys who stuck with us for the whole podcast.
I think I might just add in one, because like you said, you know, we can talk about this for ages, but I think, you know, making sure that you have support around you is super important when you're feeling super stressed. And I mean, anyone that's inside the academy, you know, the men and the women understand that we have such a beautiful support system within the group. You know, we're like a family, really, aren't we? I actually don't like to call it a group because it's like a community family type, you know, it's a very special place where we all.
It's the BBA bubble. That's what I call it.
It is.
The BBA bubble, yeah.
But we always know that support's there, and this is why, you know, the men and the women inside the academy actually, they move through these stressful situations a lot easier than I guess someone that doesn't have that support there. Whether it be friends or family or, you know, an outside person or group, you know, making sure you've got support there and being able to let the stress out as well at the same time and not letting it bottle up.
Exactly. And just as sort of an add-on for that one, something that I'm actually really bad at doing, and I'm trying to work my way through this, is I don't voice it when I am maybe stressed out, or I don't ask for help. The reason I'm saying is, just picture this: you're in a couple, female, male, and you're the female, but you're rushing about doing stuff and thinking, oh my God, he's not helping, and I'm doing all this myself, and I'm just really stressed out. But say your partner, they're oblivious to this and they're not sure what's going on. So if you said, like, have you asked for help? Have you said, or, you know, you needed help? And you're like, no. So how then does the other person know that you're, apart from you like, but how does the other person know that you're needing help? So it's getting over that of, I need to do all this myself, but then getting annoyed by it. It's about saying, can you help me? It's about, a lot of people feel
that I still struggle with that as well. Putting my hand up and saying, I need help.
It's like we feel like not a failure, but it's like, I need to do all this myself. And it's I'm so like that. And it's sometimes
I've got this.
But then you're amazing. But then you're like,
I don't have this.
Helping.
I thought you had this. I do.
That's exactly what a lot of households are going to be like in the next few weeks. So it's about delegation, guys, to reduce the stress and not be triggered. People are not mind readers. I know this is kind of going off topic a little bit, but people are not mind readers. If they don't know that you're stressed and triggered and need help, then you can't expect them to just guess and then blame them when you're not doing what you want them to do.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree.
I'm such an independent person. I still feel it's so hard to take help. And I'm like,
yeah. But then you create unnecessary stress.
Yes. So that's all. And Zach's saying, he's like, no bother, you can listen to the rest of it. It's actually a good one for men and women over like the Christmas time. So that's been a good one. Ez, have you got anything else that you want to add for everybody before?
Enjoy the time with friends and family.
Yeah.
I think that's just super important. You know, take a step back and look at the bigger picture, and it's not about the things, it's about the memories, it's about the feelings, and you know, just that time. I think that's something that you will remember forever. Don't try not to get caught up on the stress of getting things sorted when they're not the things that you remember.
I love that. It's about how someone makes you feel, not about, you know, what they're doing. So it's about, you'll always, you can't see in a conversation as well, you'll never really remember what they've said to you, but you'll remember how they made you feel.
The feeling.
Yeah. So make good memories. It doesn't matter just at Christmas time. This is all the time. Make good memories.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we've talked about a lot. So I kind of feel like I can't do a quick rundown of everything we've just talked about. Because
maybe we could add in the comments a little dot point.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, because there was a lot of really good things that we've talked about to make you think about. Don't, you know, just sit with your stress and make it get bigger. Don't mask it. Don't put a band-aid on it. Sit with your triggers, name them, try and work through them, because emotions are emotions. They're not wrong to feel. Yeah, awesome, guys. Right, thank you so much. That was been a good one. I've enjoyed talking about triggers today. And yeah, so sorry for being a little bit late. Like I say, it was my fault. Not normally a late person, because I bought the wrong bloody coffee and I had to go and anyway, you know that. It's like tragedy.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so we will be back next Tuesday, because this week was a little hiccup. We're going to be back on Tuesday morning talking about morning routines. So if you want to know how to master your day and get ahead and just make your life generally better, because morning
reduce that stress
and reduce the stress and reduce the triggers. Join us on Tuesday morning and we'll be talking about that. 9:30, I promise. 8:30 your time.
Yeah, 8:30. Yeah,
8:30. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, that's been a good one. So I'm Nikki, one of the head coaches for Better Body Academy, helping women look and feel awesome. And
I'm Coach Ez from the Better Body Academy, and I'm helping busy mums rid the mum tum.
Rid the mum tum. You want to lose that belly, ladies? Get in touch.
I'm the one.
Just one. Just the one. What do I do? Oh, I'm like, no.
Who am I?
But we've all got our superpower. It's great.
We do, don't we? And I think that's what makes us all so amazing.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Anyway, I'm trying to think about see my overactive brain. It's just oh dear. All right, guys, we better go, because we can just ramble on for ages. Go and enjoy the rest of your day, your night, and we will see you on Tuesday. #replay.